This is the heartbeat of human services, a peek into the inspiring stories of our community and all things DHS. Join us.
Hey there, everybody. I'm your host, Janice Legel of the podcast, The Heartbeat of Human Services. And today we're going to be talking about the Kern County Relay for Life. And I have with me some amazing ladies. I have Monique Hawkins, who's a program director here and also co-captain of our DHS team Relay for Life, and Etta Sharp, who is a paralegal here at DHS, a senior paralegal, and she's also been the captain of the Relay for Life DHS team for a few years now, I think. So welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Did I get your title right, Etta? Have you been the captain for a few years?
Yes, I've been the captain for approximately 3 years.
Okay, awesome. Great. Well, hopefully most people know about Relay for Life, but for those people that may not, can you tell me what is Relay for Life?
Well, about 35 years ago, the American Cancer Society created Relay for Life movement, and I must say that the Bakersfield Relay for Life team has been one of the biggest in the nation for years.
Wow.
It is the largest peer-to-peer fundraising event dedicated to the raising of money for cancer research and to save lives. The event also creates an opportunity for people to come together to honor, remember friends and family who have passed away due to cancer, and then also to celebrate more so the survivors.
That's great. So how many years did you say? 33 years?
35 years.
35 years. And has DHS been participating for how long has DHS been part of that? I kind of threw that question in there, didn't I?
Etta to kind of give a...
Do you guys know? Do you know?
No, what I do know is that Monica Gallardo had started Team DHS years ago for a family member of hers. And then Karina Wilson had kind of taken over for several years, and I helped Karina out of those years. I was talking to Karina earlier, asking her how long have we been doing this, and she was just like, I don't know.
It's hard to remember. At least 10 years, though, right?
More than 10 years. Yes, this team has existed for probably more than 15.
That is amazing. And like you said, Monique, we have contributed a lot over the years financially. I know that I had read somewhere we were one of the main financial contributors, or one of the highest donating, right?
For the department?
Yeah, our department as a whole, or our team DHS to Relay for Life.
Well, we have a annual goal of $5,000.
Okay.
That we generally do meet
Mm-hmm.
every year. This year, due to COVID, we did not meet our goal, but we are anticipating that we will exceed it in the upcoming years. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit different year because they didn't have it last year, right?
No, they haven't had it for, I think, the past 2 years at least. And so that was one of the things that everybody was excited about at this past weekend, was the fact that we were all together. And although it was a smaller group, because in the past we've had, over 200 teams out there, we were much smaller this year, but everybody that you ran into were just so excited that we were able to meet again in person.
To be together, yeah. And where was it located this year?
It was held, for the past 3 years, it has been held at the Kern County Fairgrounds, which is a excellent location because it's really convenient for people that may be catching a bus. It's kind of centrally located.
Okay, that's good. And so it's all weekend long, right? It starts on a Friday night, or?
We set up on Friday.
Okay.
Getting everything together, going out there, and then it's all day Saturday. And then if you want, you can spend the night. They do have like activities throughout the night for the teams that want to stay. And then you go over into Sunday, and they close out with a closing ceremony.
Okay. So, and when people stay overnight, they bring tents and things, or RVs, or any number of things?
They bring tents. Some people might have RVs out in the parking lot, I don't know, to stay. And then some people pop in and out. So they may go home for a couple of hours and then just come back kind of tag team it that way.
Yeah. But it sounds like a camaraderie is developed through people who've been affected by cancer.
Yes.
And that's the connection that people have. And,
Yes.
and so tell us a little bit about what happens like on a Saturday. What kind of things are happening throughout the day?
And Etta, feel free to jump in whenever you want.
Yeah.
But you start out, people are getting there. You're kind of finishing up this setup on Saturday morning. I'll just tell you what we did this past year.
Yeah, tell me.
So we came in, we finished setting up. About 9 o'clock, they're getting ready for opening ceremony. Of course, you go through all of the welcomes from the dignitaries that are out there to say hello and stuff like that. The survivors line up, and then we do a survivor walk.
So are there a lot of survivors, Monique, like more than 50?
Oh my gosh.
Tell me how many.
There could be hundreds out there.
And they all line up?
They line up. They also have automobiles and like golf carts to help those that are unable to walk.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple of years back, they started incorporating caregivers. So the caregivers were also out there to walk with the survivors. I know my mom personally walked with me a couple of years ago, and that was very emotional for her, but she, it was a good feeling that she was able to walk the lap with me.
And the caregivers are a huge part of the survival, aren't they?
Yes.
So that makes sense that they would be there to take that lap with the person just to kind of be together in the whole celebration. I love that.
And then just to go on, so then after you do that, the goal is for everybody to just be walking around I'll just say the track that they have laid out. And so you would have people that just walk. So each team would kind of have someone just keep walking all day long. And then there's booths out there. There's other teams that are having raffles. There may be food. There's games for the children. Sometimes it's just stopping to talk to people, and to share your story or to congratulate them on their success as far as beating cancer. And you do that all day.
Good.
And then they have other activities. They had like a mascot race this year. One year they had the teams were making like cars out of cardboard, and just a lot of good activities to keep you going all throughout the day.
And it is a relay for life. So you're just relaying all day and encouraging each other and hearing stories. It sounds like a real family event too. Very, very encouraging to families.
And they have doctors available for educational purposes as well. So this year they had, in the past it was like the doctors would kind of be maybe more so in a survivor tent, and they would be talking to people. But this time they had them on the main stage. So everybody was able to hear, different ideas or I should say new medical
like treatments
and options, and to answer questions that the survivors may have or family members may have about cancer.
That's nice to have the doctors available to people. That's unusual. There's so many more treatments today. It seems like in the past cancer was, people heard that word and it was terribly fearful. People would be fearful, and now it isn't necessarily a death sentence, right? It's really, there's a lot of treatments, a lot of options, a lot of things that can be done to help people. Don't you think that it's getting better more? And so part of the reason for the money that is raised, does it go into cancer research?
Yes, it does.
So that's good. It all goes back.
It does, and the money stays here, locally.
Into the cancer research here.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that is, it's an amazing event, and I'm really glad that DHS partners with it. And Etta, do you know how many staff jump in and help? Do you have a pretty good cooperation? People like to help with this event, don't they?
Pre-COVID, yes.
Pre-COVID.
We too, in addition to the large event rebuilding from COVID, I would have to say that our team is rebuilding as well. So we will always be accepting new members to join Relay, and we're rebuilding.
Yeah, we're in a rebuilding mode. What kind of things do people do to help the Team DHS?
Team members can raise money on their own. They can do their own fundraisers. Each team member is supposed to raise at least $100 to be qualified as a team member, and that allows them to receive a t-shirt as part of the team. And then at the event itself, it pays for lunch and dinner.
Okay. And it seems like people use social media a lot to raise money now, don't they?
Yes.
So that's probably a little bit helpful. Hopefully they could just go online and put their money in right there.
So some of the group efforts that we make are, in the past we used to be able to do the silent auctions, which were great. Staff loved the silent auctions, and we were able to raise a good amount of money for those. The last 2 years, we've pretty much done yard sales. And in addition to the yard sales, we'll do a few raffles throughout the year.
So how did the yard sale do? Okay this year?
Yeah, the yard sale, we raised $1,200.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so that was great. And I think the yard sale before that was around $1,400.
That's really good. And I know you work really hard on those. And people donate things, and then you choose a location. And
yes.
Yeah, I've walked by your desk when there's all kinds of interesting items.
Yeah, and staff here are great with their donations. They're just always willing to help out and to donate something, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, our staff, it really does jump and jump up whenever we have a need for Holiday Cottage or Relay for Life or whatever. Yeah. I'm impressed by that too.
I'm your co-host Allison, and I'm interrupting today's podcast to highlight job opportunities at Kern DHS. The following positions are available: Fiscal Support Specialist, Fiscal Support Technician, Fiscal Support Technician Bilingual, HST1 Bilingual, HST1 Bilingual Delano. Apply online today at kerncounty.com under the Careers tab. Thank you for listening, and now back to the podcast.
So why, Monique, why do you think that this event is so important?
Well, let me tell you when I was first introduced to it.
Okay.
I had heard about Relay for Life, but it hadn't really clicked. It's kind of like what you said in the past. You had heard about people having cancer, but it was so far removed from you that, it was just like, oh, okay. My sister introduced me to Relay for Life because she served on the finance committee through her employment for many years. And she would come back and tell me, oh, it's so exciting. Oh, you need to come out. I was like, I'm not going to be out there all night. And so I went out there. She finally got me to come out there after a close friend and a former employee from DHS had passed away, and that was Pamela Prince. Mm-hmm. And so I went out there and I said, okay, I'm going to walk. I'm going to do the luminary thing. And it was so rewarding. It was so good to see all the people out there. And then in 2013, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Okay.
Had no clue, just, came about. And so then it hit home. Mm-hmm. And it was a little bit more, like, okay, Monique, you need to really pay a little bit more attention to this and help to spread the word and, do what you can to promote research. And so I started walking, making sure that I was a part of it. I joined the DHS team at that time.
Okay.
And which has been very rewarding. And then since then, we hear it all the time here where we've had coworkers who either have passed away or those that have family members that have passed away. I recently had a couple of relatives that passed away. My uncle passed away in 2018 from pancreatic cancer, and it was like within 6 weeks of them finding out. Wow. He had left. He was actually scheduled for like back surgery, and then when he went in, they found out that cancer had spread.
Wow.
And so he had passed away. And then this year I had a cousin who was a former foster parent who passed away, and she had been diagnosed with breast cancer about maybe 2 years ago and had went through treatment, and we were thinking that, okay, everything is fine. And she started saying that her back was hurting. And so we encouraged her, like, okay, you need to go get that checked out. You shouldn't be in pain, all that. And so when she went, it turned out that it had come back, and it was very aggressive, and so it had spread. And then within a matter of probably another 6 weeks or so from them finding that out, she also passed away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you've been quite affected by this.
Yes.
Then, so I can understand.
You know.
And you said you were diagnosed in 2013.
Yes.
And then did you go through the traditional chemo and all of that, or if you don't mind talking about that?
No, actually, it was so good, and I'll just have to say that God really showed his favor upon my life, because I did not have to do chemotherapy. Okay. I did not have to, and I can't think of the name of the medication, but there's a pill that people take for like 5 to 7 years. I did not have to take that. All I had to do was radiation. Yeah, and then just continued follow-up afterwards.
Wow. So the radiation shrinks it. That's kind of what happens?
Well, no, I actually had surgery. So I had a lumpectomy.
Okay.
That was removed, and then I had radiation.
Okay. Mm-hmm. To just make sure it's all gone. And
yes.
So then the process for someone who goes through that, they have to go back and check regularly, right? Like every year, or?
Yes.
Okay.
For a while, they asked, I had to go like almost every other month. It seemed like I was at the doctor just for follow-up to check up. And then slowly after that, it kind of tapers off. You may not be going as much, mm-hmm. but you are encouraged to get annual mammograms, mm-hmm. and to make sure that you follow up with your care providers.
That's great. Well, I'm glad that they caught it and got it out, Monique, and that you're talking about it, and now you're passing it forward by participating in the Relay for Life and trying to encourage other people, it sounds like. So that's a big part of why you feel the Relay for Life is important.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah, it definitely connects. Are other people in your family getting involved with Relay for Life too?
Yes, they're not all able to walk, but they do donate.
Yeah.
And my sister, she is still involved, so she came out to participate on our team this year, and all of the people that she had worked with in the past had saw her, and so they were like, oh, okay, we need you, so I think they have encouraged her to volunteer again for next year.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I am so glad that you're with us and doing well, Monique, and Etta, that you're such a huge part of making sure this happens at Team DHS. And I know that next year is going to be even better because, as you said, you're in a rebuilding place right now. So is there anything else that you would like to talk about with regard to Relay for Life?
I think from my perspective, who doesn't know someone who hasn't been affected by cancer?
Right.
In some aspect of everyone's life, you either know of someone who's been affected, a family member, might even be yourself. Team DHS is here to celebrate there's survivors such as Monique. We really appreciate having survivors on our team. And I think to do my part to make more money, to raise more money for cancer research, that is something that is very much in my heart.
Yeah, you're passionate about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it shows because you work really hard to make it happen. So thank you both for what you do for Relay for Life, for cancer research, for our department. And I hope that people hearing this, you can still donate to Team DHS, I'm assuming, by...
Yes.
Can people still donate?
Yes, absolutely. People can still donate. On the website, they put us as Team DHS only, so if people, they can either reach out to me or Monique for the, what is
the
it?
link?
The link, yeah, there you go.
Okay. There's a Relay for Life website, right? Or
there isn't a website.
Not?
It's
okay.
the link. Everything is linked through the American Cancer Society.
Okay.
And so you do a search for the team, and then information will come up from there. Or Monique or I could forward the link to someone.
So what we could do is we can put this on our DHS public website. We can put a link on there.
Okay, great.
So if our listeners want to donate or have questions about it, we'll put a link on our public website, kcdhs.org, and we'll have information about Team DHS Relay for Life, and we'll do that this week. We'll see if we can
thank
do
you.
that. I think that would be a great way to do it. So
sounds
yeah.
Yes.
Well,
And if anyone is interested in joining the team, we encourage them to just reach out to either myself or Etta or Karina Wilson.
okay.
As Etta said, we are looking to rebuild, and we're just expecting great things for this next
I'm
year.
excited for this next year. I hope that our outreach team can participate in 2023. We would love to be able to support you even more, and I think we can put contact information on the website as well, so if people want to sign up for next year. And you don't necessarily have to work here to be on Team DHS, right?
No, you do
You can be a
not.
friend or somebody you know from here. We would love to have other people that just want to be on our team, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So for more information about Team DHS and Relay for Life, you can go to kcdhs.org, and we'll have a link on there, and it'll just say Team DHS Relay for Life. So thank you both so much for being here and being our guests today. I really appreciate it. It was very enlightening, and we're expecting the best for next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for the opportunity, Jenna.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Thank you. All right, that wraps it up for today. See you next time.
I'm your co-host Paula Hernandez, and in honor of this year's Relay for Life fundraiser, in today's Mindful Minute, we will be talking about the benefits of being outdoors. Spending time in nature has been found to help with mental health problems such as anxiety and depression. For example, research into ecotherapy, which is a type of formal treatment which involves doing activities outside in nature, has shown it can help with mild to moderate depression. This might be due to combining regular physical activity and social contact with being outside in nature. Being outside in natural light can also be helpful if you experience seasonal affective disorder, also known as SAD, a type of depression that affects people during particular seasons or times of year. And people tell us that getting into nature has helped them with many other types of mental health problems. Nothing beats being outside. And in Kern County, we are surrounded by nothing but nature: the Sequoia National Forest, the Windwolf Preserves, or the many beautiful ecosystems hidden along the Kern River. Our scenery options are endless, so get out there. This has been your Mindful Minute.
Thank you for joining us for the Heartbeat of Human Services podcast today. We hope you'll join us next time.